All right, let's talk about something we all do as developers. You write some code, you hit run, and, well, stuff just happens, right? Today, we're going to pull back that curtain on .NET and find out what that stuff actually is. We're diving into the secret engine that brings your code to life.
Think about it for a second. You type out that classic line in C# console.writeLine hello world, you hit run, and boom, the words just pop up on your screen. It feels a little like magic, doesn't it? But it's not. What's really going on is that a massive, powerful system called the .NET framework is working tirelessly behind the scenes, doing all the heavy lifting for you.
So, to really get what's happening, you have to think of the .NET framework as this whole ecosystem that your code lives and breathes in. It's the foundation, right? It supports your app, it runs it, it even protects it. It's the entire world your application exists in. Now, I get it. The name .NET Framework can sound kinda big and official, a little spooky and mysterious maybe. But trust me, it's actually here to be your best friend. Its entire job is to take care of all the really hard, messy stuff so that you, the developer, don't have to worry about it. Okay, so let's break this big thing down into two main parts. These two pieces are the real core of what makes your code actually do something. First up is the class library. And when I say library, I mean a giant library of code. This is a massive collection of pre-written code that Microsoft has already built for us. It's just packed with useful stuff that saves you from having to write absolutely everything from scratch. And that's really the whole point. Microsoft has already solved thousands of these common, difficult problems. So we, as developers, can focus on the cool, fun stuff, the unique logic of our own applications, instead of constantly reinventing the wheel. So what's actually in this library? Well, pretty much everything you'd expect. You've got code for working with math, for messing with text and strings, for handling dates and times. What else? Oh yeah, displaying things to the screen, sending information across a network, writing data to a file, you name it, the basic building blocks are all in there, ready for you to use. So let's circle back to our Hello World example. When you wrote console.writeLine, you weren't inventing some new command, nope. You were just reaching into that massive class library and using a piece of code someone at Microsoft already wrote. You told it what to write, and the library took care of the how. See how that works? Okay, that's part one, the giant library. Now for part two, the engine room. This is called the Common Language Runtime, or CLR for short, and this is where things get really, really interesting. You know, the best way to think of the CLR is as a protective bubble. It literally wraps around your code while it's running. It's the actual environment where your application executes, and this bubble manages everything and keeps your app safe and sound. And this really shows you how the work is split up. Your job as the developer is to focus on what your app is supposed to do, the logic, the features. The CLR's job, it handles all the nitty-gritty computer science stuff. We're talking to the operating system, managing memory, interacting with hardware, and keeping everything secure. It's a perfect partnership. So let's look at a couple of a CLR's most important jobs. First, you've got garbage collection, and this is amazing. The CLR automatically keeps an eye on the memory your app is using and cleans up anything it no longer needs. You don't even have to think about it. Then there's security. The CLR acts like a security guard, making sure your code doesn't do anything malicious. And finally, abstraction. It basically hides all the messy details about different computers so your code can just run. Okay, so we've got the library of code and we've got the runtime engine. Let's put it all together now and see the entire journey, from the moment you write your code to the moment it actually runs on a computer. So here's how it all plays out. Step 1. You write your code in C#, right? And you're using all that great stuff from the class library. Then, step 2, the CLR takes over. It scoops up your application and puts it inside that protective bubble. Once it's inside, the CLR does its magic. It manages memory, talks to the hardware, and executes your instructions. And just like that, success! Your application is running and it's doing it safely and efficiently. Okay, I know that's a lot of technical detail, but why should you care? Why does any of this under-the-hood stuff actually matter to you as a developer? Well, it matters for a few huge reasons. First, it makes you way more productive. You get to focus on your app's cool features, not on the boring basics. Second, you write safer code by default, because the CLR is always there acting as a safety net. And third, this powerful foundation means you can build pretty much anything. Web apps, desktop apps, cloud services, even video games, all with the same skills. So when you really think about it, the framework gives you the tools, and the runtime provides the engine. It's this incredibly powerful system that's just waiting for you to use it. Now that you know what's working for you behind the scenes, the only question left is, what are you going to build?